natin next week ay galing dito sa reporting. 20 items ang quiz from this report. Okay, start now. It's already 1:12.
Okay, good afternoon, ma'am. Good afternoon, classmates. We are the group 5, and our case is about a pregnant. Up next, please. Our case is about a lactating mother with 7 months baby. She is 42 years old, 5'1" in height, and weight is 45 kg, and the physical activity level is light. Next, please. So for the nutrition-related problem, it is IDA, or iron deficiency anemia. So for the diet, it is recommended for the mother to have a high-calorie diet, a high-protein diet, and a high iron supplementation diet.
Recording in progress.
We would like to emphasize for the high-protein diet, since again, the mother has iron deficiency anemia, and protein can really help with or to address that problem. Next.
Now let's proceed with the computation of the DBW using the Tannhauser's method. So first is to convert the height into centimeters. So 5 times 12 is equals to 60 plus 1. That would be equal to 61 inches times 2.4 centimeters is equals to 154.9 centimeters. And then deduct 100, which will be equal to 54.9 centimeters. And then get the 10%, so 54.94 centimeters times 0.10 is equals to 5.494 centimeters. So 54.94 centimeters minus 5.494 centimeters is equals to 49.446 or 50 grams. Now for the nutritional status, again, convert the height. So 5 times 12 is equals to 60 inches plus 1 inch. That would be equal to 61 inches. And then times 2.54 centimeters. Then that would be equal to 154.94 centimeters divided by 100 centimeters per meter. So the height would be equal to 1.5494 meters squared. And that would be equal to 2.4 meters squared. So for the BMI, the formula is actual weight over height in meters squared. So BMI is equals to 45 kilograms divided by 2.4 meters squared. So it would be 18.7 kilogram meters squared, and the nutritional status is normal.
Okay, so for the TER, since the patient's physical activity level is light, that is equivalent to 35, we are going to multiply that with the patient's DBW, which is 50. So 35 times 50 is 1,750 kcal. And that 1,750 kcal, we need to add 330, and that corresponds for lactating mothers or pregnant women. So that is equal to 2,080. And it has to be divisible by 50, so we make that 2,100 kcal. So for the distribution, for the carbohydrates, so 2,100, we need to multiply that by 0.60. For the protein, multiply 2,100 by 0.15, and for fats is 0.25. So we are going to come up with carbohydrates na 1,260 kcal, for protein is 315 kcal, and for fats is 525 kcal. And for distribution, we need to divide by 4 ang carbohydrates. Protein is also divided by 4, and fats is divided by 9. And we will come up with 315 grams for carbohydrates. And for protein, we need to add 12 grams since the mother's 7 months postpartum na. So we need to add 12 grams after the first 6 months. And if it is the first 6 months, we need to add 16 grams. So since na 7 months now, we add 12 grams. So that is 90.75 or 90 grams. And for fats is 58.33 grams, rounded off is 60 grams. So for diet prescription, the TER is 2,100. This 315, this is the carbohydrates. So this 90 is protein and this 60 is for fats. Next, please.
Now let's proceed with the questions. So why are breastfeeding mothers susceptible to iron deficiency anemia? So breastfeeding mothers are more susceptible to iron deficiency anemia due to the blood loss during childbirth and maternal iron deficiency. Number 2, what happens if mothers have low iron while breastfeeding? So having very low iron levels makes breastfeeding more difficult since it affects your mood and energy, which will make it harder for you to bond with your baby. Having breast milk only removes about 0.3 milligrams of iron from your body each day, which is a very small amount. Therefore, breastfeeding does not contribute to iron insufficiency in postpartum women. So although breast milk is not a good source of iron, its concentration is unaffected by the iron status of the mother.
Okay, next is how long does postpartum iron deficiency anemia last? So according to studies, IDA can last anywhere from 6 to 12 months after giving birth. So iron deficiency anemia is the most common type of anemia. Okay, so for this part, we were asked to give at least 5 nursing care plan for IDA in lactation. So for the first nursing care plan is daily iron supplementation, which is generally recommended for pregnant or lactating women. Second, nursing or NCP is feeding your infant breast milk or standard. Iron fortified formula will give her all the iron she needs for her first 4 months. Next is to reduce fatigue by assisting the client or the caregiver in developing a schedule for daily activity and rest. Fourth is to prevent infection by assessing for any signs such as fever, chills, swelling, and pain. And for the last NCP is to educate the client as well as the caregivers about iron deficiency anemia. Next.
Now let's proceed with the kcal distribution. So FEL for 600 kcals supper for lactating mother with IDA. So for the vegetable, cooked 1/2 cup, 45 grams. The number of exchange is 2 and the total calories is 32. Since according to the FEL, 1 exchange is equals to 16. So times 2 equals 32. For the fruits, number of exchange is 1. Kcalories is 40. For the milk, high fat, number of exchange is 1 and the kcalories is 170. For rice, B, number of exchange is 1 and the kcalories is 100. For meat, low fat, number of exchange is 2 and according to the FEL, 1 exchange is equals to 41. So 41 times 2 is equals to 82 kcalories. For medium fat, number of exchange is 1 and the kcalories is 86. For fat, number of exchange is 1 and the total and the kcalories is 45. So for sugar, the number of exchange is 2 and according to the food exchange list, 1 exchange is equals to 20 kcalories. So 2 times 20 is equals to 40 kcalories. So the total is 595, meaning that it is within the range because our range is 550 to 650 kcalories. So for the proteins, vegetables has 2 grams, milk high fat 8 grams, rice B is 2, low fat is 16 grams, medium fat is 8 grams with a total of 36 grams. So 90 grams of protein is the requirement per day. So 90 divided by the number of meals, which is 3, is equals to 30. In our table, we have 36 grams of protein per meal, meaning that it is high in protein.
Okay, so for the meal plan, for the main dish for supper, we chose chicken liver adobo with egg since it is high in protein, and also chicken liver adobo is also high in vitamins. So for the ingredients, like chicken liver, for the household measurement, that is 2 pieces or 60 grams. So for the number of exchange, 2, and so for the next is red bell pepper. It is 1/2 cup or 40 grams, and number of exchange is 1. And same with the others na lang. Ang kanilang household measurement, we actually based it sa the one that mom gave us, and also for by doon sa net. So to come up with this K-call content, we made sure that it is only 595 lahat. And for the vitamin A, just for a side note, for lactating mothers, they should not exceed 1,300 micrograms of vitamin A, since they are lactating and they are breastfeeding their babies, and excess vitamin A are not good for infants.
Ma'am, wait lang po, na hindi lang po siya maklaro. Si ma'am. Pwede po ba i-zoom?
Ma'am, wait lang ma'am, kay naghahang po kasi sa end ko.
Okay. Para mo na. Naklaro mo na diyan.
Okay. Okay, so pababa ako konti, Ray. Okay, so this ingredients or pa-side ako, Ray. I-zoom out mo na lang, Ray. Bahala na. Okay. So again, for the main dish, it is chicken liver adobo. For the cereal or the rice, it is cooked rice because it is high in calorie. For the fruit dish is mango shake, and for the beverage is water. So we chose this to come up with 595, which is within the range lang ng 600 na recommended for the client. Also to come up with the total vitamin A, we just added all the corresponding vitamin content of each ingredients, and that goes to until vitamin C. Okay. So for the FOU, we need to multiply FOU sa FCT to get the nutrients. Okay, so makita natin sa screen, this is the FCT reference. So this is where we based our computations and to get all the nutrients dito sa meal and also dun sa KCAL BDL distribution. Okay. Can pabalik na lang sa FCT. So again, this is where we based our computations to get all the mga computations sa amin kanina. That's it, ma'am. Ma'am, naka-mute ka po ata, ma'am. Sorry po.
Okay, so you started at 112 and you're done at 128. So I think you have an overtime here. Okay, so I will ask, I have a question for Miss Astorias. Miss Astorias, are you with us this afternoon?
Yes po, ma'am.
Okay, your total protein in your FEL is 36 grams. How many percent is 36 to your protein requirement per day of your client? 1 minute for that.
Excuse me, ma'am. Marinig po ako, ma'am.
Yeah.
40% po, ma'am.
Okay, correct. Next question to Pabiliar. Pabiliar, red bell peppers, and garlic are classified under negligible amount of calories. So how many or what is the household measure before we could consider it one exchange or with calorie content? What is the household measure rather in order to consider it or consider the calorie content of this red bell pepper and garlic? 1 minute again for that.
1/2 cup po.
1/2 cup. We'll give you another 30 seconds to correct your answer.
Lang po, ma'am. Ano po ulit yung question, ma'am? Medyo ano po kasi.
Okay, red bell pepper and garlic are classified under negligible amount of calories. So meaning to say, wala silang calorie content as long as their household measure is within one exchange of the household measure in the FEL. So how many or what is the HM, no, in order to consider them or to consider the calorie content? What is the household measure? What is the household measure? Okay, correct.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, thank you, Group 1.
Group 5 po.
Group 5. Okay, you will it's number 4. So number 4 or group 4 is the next reporter. So you will start at 1:34.
Excuse me po, maklaro po ba makita po ba ang slides?
Yes, we can see it.
Thank you po.
Okay, you can start now.
Okay. So good day, everyone. Now for group 4, so the given case. Next slide, please. So, the given case, lactating mother with a 4-month-old baby. So the age of the patient is 28 years old. The height is 5'3". The actual weight is 60, and the physical activity level is light. So next, Now for the dietary prescription, our patient must have high-calorie diet, high-protein diet, iodine supplementation. So since the patient nutrition-related problem is having a low milk supply. So next, to proceed, we will get the desired body weight of the patient. Now we're going to convert height to 2 centimeters. So we have here our solution. And using the Townhauser method, so we're going to deduct from the height the factor of 100, so 60.02. Now we're gonna adjust the body frame of 4 Filipinos. So we're gonna get the 10% of the 60. Now here we compute it, and our DBW is 54.018 or 54. The next. For our nutritional status, the formula is BMI equals to AW. So here, the result is 23.44 kilograms, so it is classified as normal. So for TR, getting the patient's energy requirements of 54 as the patient's DBW multiplied to 35 kcal, so Y35. So as base sa PAL or PAL, the patient is classified light, so the kcal indicated is 35. So we add 330 since we have to add 330 kcal a day as added normal requirement. So if overweight or obese, no need na for addition. So we have 200 or 2,220 rather. So for the TR distribution, so for the carbohydrate, so we calculate 2,200 kcal multiplied by 0.60, so equals 1,320 kcal divided by 4. So we will come up with 330 grams for carbohydrate. So for protein, the same. So we come up with 98.5 or 100. So for our fats, for our protein, we add 16 grams a day for the first 6 months. So in every 100 ml of human milk, there is a loss of 1.2 grams of chon from the mother. So for fats, same thing. So we come up with 61 or 60 kilograms. So for the diet prescription, the diet is prescribed to have 2,200 kcal, 40 for carbs, 100 protein, and 65 for fats. So to proceed on the next discussion, I'll give the virtual floor to Ms. Diang.
Now, for the reasons of the inadequate breast milk production, reasons varies from the internal to the external factors such as the patient's diet and lifestyle, medication, previous health problems, and etc. Now, for our nursing interventions, we have come up with 5. First is to establish rapport. Next is to assess the mother's previous experience para ma-identify ang good and healthy practices. Next is to render health teaching, which is the demonstration of the breast massage to increase milk supply. And next is to provide the patient about the information about an infant's early feeding cues. Next is to provide a food list ng mga food na kailangan i-avoid such as the gassy vegetables, caffeine, alcoholic drinks, and many more. Next is to encourage the patient na i-ensure that the baby or her baby has enough feeding time. And next is the dietary modification, which is the very important sa intervention. It is to encourage the patient to intake more lactogenic foods such as oats, sesame seeds, spinach, and peas. Tapos, since we have the iodine supplementation, we have the iodine nutrition intake na kailangan optimal lang. And next is to provide support for the mother na i-refer siya sa mga other lactation and consultations to promote health teaching. So next reporter po.
So, according to the dietary management for lactation, we need to make a breakfast and brunch meal plan of 900 kilocalories. So we decided to have this in our calorie build, which we decided to have 2 exchanges of vegetables, which gives us 32 calories since 1 exchange of vegetable is 16 calories. Then 2 exchanges of fruits, which equals to 80 calories since 1 exchange of fruit is 40 calories. Next is 1 exchange of high fat or whole milk, which is equal to 170 kilocalories. Then in rice, we have 2 exchanges of rice B that is having 200 kilocalories since 1 exchange of rice B is equivalent to 100 kilocalories, and 1 exchange of rice C, which equals to 108 calories. Then we have 1 exchange of low fat and high fat meat. 1 exchange of low fat meat is 41 kilocalories, and 1 exchange of high fat meat is 122 kilocalories. Lastly, we have 4 exchanges of fat, which totals to 180 kilocalories since one calories of fat, since one exchange of fat is equivalent to 45 kilocalories. Then summing up all the calories, we came up of 933 kilocalories. So 933 kilocalories. So considering that we need to give the client a high calorie diet, we decided to increase from the minimum 900 kilocalories to 933 kilocalories since this is still within the range of the prescribed calorie intake. So next slide, please. So the dish that we decided to have for our patient is in a bawang tahong or mussels, since the patient needs iodine because she's experiencing low milk production. So for the main dish, the ingredients for tahong is 3 teaspoon canola oil, 3 exchanges of fats, 1/4 cup of onion, and this is non-negligible kasi po 1/4 cup lang. And then 1 clove of garlic, which is free food, 1/4 cup of ginger, again free food, then 1 cup tomato, this is a 1 exchange of vegetable, and then 1/4 teaspoon fish sauce, this is a free food, then 1 cup water, 1/2 cup of mussels, which is 1 exchange of low fat meat, and then 1/4 teaspoon of iodized salt and 1/4 teaspoon of pepper, which is both a free food, then 1 cup fresh spinach. This is a 1 exchange of vegetable, and then for the cereal or rice, we have the white rice, which is 160 grams of white rice. Then this is the 2 exchanges of rice B, and then for our beverage, we have fruit shake. This is 125. We have 125 grams of evaporated milk, 65 grams of avocado, and 40 grams of banana. And then for the brunch, is for the AM snack, we have 1 piece hamburger bun, 1 slice of ham, then 5 grams of mayonnaise, and a total of again 933 kilocalories. Then in getting the nutrient content of each ingredients, we must first get the FOU. So by getting the FOU, we need to divide the quantity to the weight in grams, and then multiply the FOU to the nutrient content of both ingredients. Then, as you can see, these are the total of the ingredients. Nutrient po. So, yun lang po.
Ma'am, nakamute ka po.
So you did not reach the allotted time, so you have 2 minutes under time. Okay, so it's not bad. So for the, because is my question to one of the member of this group. Okay, hamburger. Hamburger. You're referring to hamburger patty, right? Miss Miss Lamoste. Miss Lamoste.
Ma'am.
Okay. In your plan meal, you have your brunch as hamburger. So your patty there is ham. You put ham or patty?
Ano po, ma'am? Ham pork.
Ham pork. So what is your reference for ham pork? Mean to say yung karne, the cut of pork. You're referring to the cut of pork when you make the hamburger. So you still have to cook the ham. Ms. Lamoste, you will still cook the ham? Mean to say you're referring to pigi, di ba?
Virgin exposed to the population.
Now I'm asking Ms. Lamoste, please do not coach or do not answer if you're not being called. Ms. Lamoste, are you sure you're referring to pigi or ham, the cut of meat?
Yes, ma'am.
So you still have to cook that. So what method of cooking you will use? If you will put that as one of your fillings in your burger.
Ano, ma'am, iprito po.
Iprito. So can I see ulit your visual aid for your brunch meal plan, please? Okay, brunch. Where's the brunch? Pakibaba. Okay. So you have your sandwich, the hamburger bun, and ham. So one slice. So paano nyo iprito if you have no oil here? You have no oil exchange here. Okay. Thank you, Miss.
Non-stick.
Yes?
Ano po, ma'am? Kumbaga sa air fryer or sa non-stickipan po siya ano po prito.
Air fryer. Just that 35 grams si air fryer mo. Mas malaki pang bayaran ng kuryente mo. Ang laki ng kuryente just to cook 35 grams. Mag-note yung air fryer mo na inadequate quantity. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, next question to Ms. Freyas. Can you state again what's your carbohydrates in your diet plan or diet prescription? What's the grams of carbohydrates in your diet prescription?
Ang carbohydrates po kay 330 grams po.
So why it's in your visual aid, it's 340. Typographical. Is that only a typographical error?
Na-typo po, ma'am.
Okay. So another question for you. If you have 3 exchanges of canola oil, how many, what is the HM? If you could see your meal plan, I think there's something missing there. How many, there are 3 exchanges of canola oil there, no? But what is the HM of the 3 exchanges canola oil? Ms. Freyas.
1 teaspoon po or 5 ml.
For 3 exchanges.
Yes po.
Okay. Thank you, Ms. Freyas. The answer is 3 teaspoons. Kasi 1 exchange is equal to 1 teaspoon. Okay, so one more na lang na question. Okay, I will ask Mr. Ang. Mr. Ang, are you with us? Mr. Ang. Okay, take note, if you are absent during the reporting, you will not benefit the score. Even if the group will get perfect, you will still get 0.
Ma'am,
So, Mr. Ang is not here?
Mr. Ang po, ma'am, sabi niya po kasi kanina mahina daw po yung internet nila, yung signal po sa kanila.
Sa kanilang lugar o sa kanilang bahay lang? Kasi iba yun, di ba? So, tell him to give me a proof na yung mahina na internet, hindi lang sa kanilang bahay, but for the whole area. Okay? Or if they are not using the same, ano bang tawag doon? Provider, no? Within their area. Okay, so kay ano na lang, kay Relion. Relion, Rene, Jasmine?
Yes po, ma'am.
Okay, you have onion there in your list of ingredients, right?
Yes po, ma'am.
How many exchange?
1/4 cup onion, ma'am.
So in 1/4 cup, how many calories?
Wala, ma'am. Wala po siyang calories kasi negligible man ang naman. Kasi dapat 1 cup man, ma'am, if para maging siya.
So onion is classified under negligible amount of calories?
Yes po, ma'am.
Okay, so I think you have to review your FEL food list now for onion. Okay, thank you, group 4.
Thank you din po,
ma'am.
And very good yung ano nyo ha, yung nursing care, nutritional care plan.
Thank you po, ma'am.
Okay, next nabunot is number. Anong number yan? Nakikita nyo?
1 po, ma'am.
It's number 1. So it's group 1 now. So at 1:52, you start group 1.
Pwede po.
1:52.
Ay, okay na po, ma'am. Ma'am.
Yeah, Dikem Cheng, any question?
I would like to ask lang gani, ma'am, regarding sa time limit in our presentation po, ma'am. Is it, tama po ba, ma'am, ang pagka-understand ko, ma'am, kapag we are, parang pasok po kami sa 0 to 10 minutes na XR reporting kay wala po siyang any deductions or what? Or kapag maglampas po kami ng 10 minutes is magkaroon na po kami deductions?
Yeah, kung maglampas kayo ng, like for example, 5 minutes yung lampas nyo, that would be a 2 points deduction. So kung magiging 15 minutes yung ano nyo, reporting, saka pa kayo may deduction na 2 points. Pero kung 11 minutes, 12 minutes, 13 minutes, 14 minutes yung lampas, walang deduction.
Okay po.
Okay?
Pero kapag below 10 minutes po, ma'am, walang
of course, the better. The better kasi walang deduction yon.
Kaya nag-base magod ni sa inyong initial instruction, ma'am, which is 5 minutes.
So 10 minutes. So meron deduction after 5 minutes after 10 minutes of 2 points. Okay, clear na? Okay, start na group 1.
So good morning, everyone. We are the group one, and then our case is that the age of the mother is 35 years old and 7 months pregnant. The height is 5'3". The actual weight is 65 kilogram, and the diet of the patient is high fiber diet, 30 grams per day, and low fat diet. Next page, please. And for the members of our group, first we have Charles Andre D. Divino. We have Yuan Nicole Guadalquiver, Karil Joyce Lamit. Next. Hope Pagaran and Ana Rica Perez. Next. Lawrence Abellano, Trisha May Badayos, and Miljan Cabrera. Next. Trisha.
So for the DBW, we will be using the Tannhauser method. So first is to convert height to centimeters. So 5'3" is equal to 5 feet times 12 inches plus 3. So equals to 63 inches times 2.54 centimeter. It is equal to 160.02 centimeters. So for the DBW, height minus 100 minus 10%, then height minus 100, it is 60.02 minus 10% times 60.02. So it is 60.02 minus 6.002, it is equal to 54 kilograms.
So for the BMI, we have here the 160.02, which is the height in centimeters, and then we're going to divide it by 100, which is 1.6002 meters squared, and then 1.002 times itself, because it is in meters squared, the result would be 2.56 meters squared, and then we're going to divide the weight and the height of the client, which is the result would be 25.4 kilograms meter squared, and she is overweight.
So for the TER, or total energy requirement, the formula is TER equals to cal energy expenditure, kcal over kilogram times dBW. So TER equals to 35 kcal ang energy expenditure since light intensity physical activity atong patient since pregnancy. Then it times sa dBW, which is 54, equals to 1,890 kcal. So 1,890 kcal plus 450, 450 since she's 7 months pregnant or she's on the third trimester, equals to 2,340 minus 250. I-minus siya 250 since the patient's BMI is overweight. So the final total energy requirement is 2,090 or 2,100 kcal. And i-round off to the nearest 50, mao ng 2,100 kcal. So for the percentage distribution of TER to CPF, the carbohydrates 2,100 times 0.60 equal to 1,260. So convert the calories per macronutrient. So carbohydrates equal to 1,260 kcal divided by 4, mao ng 315 grams. Now for protein, 2,100 times 0.15 equals to 315, convert. So it divides sa 4 equals to 78.75 plus 25 for baby's rapid growth since pregnant, it was equal to 103.75 or 105 grams. Now for fats, 2,100 times 0.25 equal to 525, convert. Divided by 9 equals to 58.3 or 60 grams since CPF are rounded up to the nearest 5. So diet prescription is 2,100 kcal, C equals to 315, P equals to 105, and fats 60. That's all. Proceed, Charles.
Okay, so hello again. So I'll be answering the guide question. What are the effects of saturated fatty acid to blood glucose and insulin? So first I'll be reading our answer, no? By altering the structure of cell membranes, which at least in part of reflect dietary fat composition, monosaturated and polysaturated fatty acid improve insulin resistance in human, contrary to the epidemiological finding and intervention trial. So saturated fat-containing fat cells significantly increase the inflammatory response, and it has been shown that eating more saturated fat and causing more inflammation together will promote insulin resistance by causing more creamide and free radical generation. So by consuming a monosaturated fatty acid or polysaturated fatty acid, it could reduces blood glucose level, improve insulin resistance and secretion. On the other hand, by taking more saturated fatty acids, it can activate inflammatory response to a far greater extent, and also by inflammation, it will demonstrated to raise insulin resistance. So insulin resistance, what is insulin resistance? When cells in your muscle, fat, and liver don't respond well to the insulin and can't use glucose from your heart or from your blood for energy. So over time, your blood sugar level will go up and you'll be having diabetes. So next.
So how does gestational diabetes lead to macrosomia? So in GDM, more blood glucose crosses the placenta and enters the fetal circulation. Therefore, additional glucose in the fetus is converted to body fat and results in macrosomia, often known as large for gestational age. So when a pregnant mother has high blood sugar, it might be transmitted to her unborn child. As a result, the infant's body produces insulin. All the excess sugar and insulin produced might result in rapid growth and fat deposition and this results in a bigger baby. So next.
So for our kcal distribution, so our required kcal is 600 calories. Therefore, in order to get this one, we have a vegetable of 9 exchange, and fruits of 2, milk of 1, rice B is number of exchange is 1, and the meat is number of exchange is 2, fat is number of exchange is 1. So according to our FEL, the number of exchange the calories of vegetable is 16. So 16 times 9 is we have 144 calories. And also the same the fruits, 40 times 2 is we have 80. And the milk is we have 125. And the rice is we have 100. Also, the meat is 41 times 2, we have 82. And the fat is 45. So in order to get the protein of these ingredients, so in the FEL, the vegetable have 1 protein. So we have a number of exchange 9, so 9 protein. So sa fruits, wala. In the milk, we have 8 protein. In the rice, we have 2. And the meat is we have 16 with a total of 52. And our total protein requirement is 105. So we have to get the 52% of 105. So we have 54.60%. So for our meal plan, so our main dish is sinigang na isda. So in order to get this one, we have to get the frequency of use of each ingredients, and also we have our FCT. So this is our frequency of use, and this is our FCT. So in order to get the specific nutrients, so we have to times the frequency of use to our reference FCT. So we have an example here, which is the tamarind or the sampalok. So with a saturated fat of 0.1. So we get that by using the FOU, which is the 20 times 0.05. So we have a 0.1. Same process in getting the sugar, fiber, nutrients, iron, folate, and vitamin C. So some of the ingredients doesn't have folate, so we specifically search for that, and we times that for the FOU, and then we put that, we put it in our table. So this is our main ingredients. And also our cereals, rice. We have brown rice. We use brown rice because this is low in sugar and good for patient with gestational diabetes mellitus. And also our fruit dish, we have apple, orange, and also our beverages, we have a water and a milk, which is a low-fat milk. And that's all for our meal plan. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you po, ma'am. That's all po.
Ma'am, nakamute ka po.
So 202, 201. So you're done at 201. So supposed to be you're done at 202. But you still have 1 minute more, no? To finish the 10 minutes. Okay. Questions? I have really one question here. This is for Pagaran. So as you could see in your diet plan, you have there 2 exchanges of tilapia, Pagaran, right? Am I right, Pagaran?
Yes po, ma'am.
Okay, in our FEL food lists, how many grams per exchange of tilapia? One minute for that.
200 grams.
200 grams per exchange.
Per exchange is for sa one exchange po.
How many grams per exchange in the food exchange lists? Food lists. Okay, thank you, Pagaran. Now, Perez, Ana, Rika.
Yes po, ma'am.
Okay, we already done with our quiz for pregnancy, right? And unfortunately, you weren't able to take the quiz, right?
Opo, ma'am.
Now, I have a question here regarding your PR. Is it right to add and to deduct when the client pregnant is obese? Is it right to deduct? It is right to add and then deduct the calorie requirement of our pregnant client?
Opo, ma'am.
Opo. So have you studied your lesson about the energy requirement for obese pregnant? Yes or no?
Yes po.
Yes. So anong nakalagay doon? Anong nakalagay doon na energy requirement if the pregnant mother is obese?
Mag-minus po ng 250.
Are you sure? May nakalagay talaga doon? Sa slides? May nakalagay sa slides na ganyan? We have to deduct 250? Yeah, I just want to be sure kung meron talagang nakalagay doon. Okay, thank you, Miss Perez. Di ba nakalagay sa ating lesson, no additional and no deduction for obese pregnant, as is yung requirement niya. Pero kung underweight siya or especially severely underweight, we have to add 2 times. Diba? 250 or 500. 250 pag ano siya, mildly malnourished. Then if the mother is severely malnourished, we have to add 500. So you take down notes, ha, all of you. And then add uli ng another 340, I think 340 for the second trimester, and another 450 for the third trimester. Because yung additional na 250 for the mother yun. Kasi ang kanyang pre-pregnancy weight is underweight, no? So dapat i-cover up natin yun bago siya dagdagan uli, no, for the second trimester. If ever nag-normalize na ang kanyang body weight on the second trimester, then we don't have to deduct anymore 250 or 500, but we still have to add the 340 for the second and 450 for the third trimester. Clear? So repeat, no deduction nor additional for obese or overweight pregnant mother. But for underweight, we have to add 2 times on the second and third trimester if the mother still can't recover his or her pre-pregnancy weight. Okay. Now, thank you, Group 1. Now we will go to the second and last reporter. Group 2. Okay, Group 2, you will start at 2:10. Prepare now. Group 2, 2:10. But if you are ready, even if it's not time yet, you can start.
Hello po, klaro po ba yung
Okay.
Hello, good morning. So,
good afternoon.
Good afternoon pala. Um, good afternoon. We are the group 2. So for today, our topic is about this, our case details is assuming that she is Filipina. So 8 months pregnant, age is 40 years old, height is 5 feet, actual weight is 58 kilogram. The nutrition related problem of our patient is gestational hypertension, diet, high fiber diet, 30 grams per day, cholesterol restricted diet, and sodium restricted diet with 2000 milligrams per day. So this we will be getting the DBW or the desired body weight and the nutritional status. In getting the DBW, first we will be converting feet into inches, then inches into centimeters, since in the formula of the DBW, the required will be height in centimeters. So 5 feet times 12 inches is equal to 60 inches. Then next is 60 inches to 2.54 centimeter per inch is equal to 152.4 centimeter. So next is we will be substituting our numbers, yung height in centimeter. So 152.4 centimeter minus 100 minus the quantity of 10% times the quantity of 152.4 minus 100 is equal to 47.16 kilograms, or around round off to 47 kilograms. Next is we will be getting the nutritional status. In order to get the nutritional status, first we will be getting the BMI. So the formula for the BMI is kilogram over meter squared. Since we were able to get the centimeter sa DBW, sa height in centimeter, we'll be using that in order to get the height in meter. So since 100 centimeter is equal to 1 meter, we will be dividing 152.4 centimeter divided by 100 centimeters is equal to 1.524 meter. So substitute, our weight is 58 kilogram divided by the quantity of 1.524 to the power of 2 squared. So the result is 25 kilogram per meter squared. So according to her BMI, her nutritional status is overweight.
So for the Q&A, so for number 1, what are the effects of saturated fatty acid on blood lipids? James, ang slide. Asa ka? Saturated fatty acid have some impact on blood lipids. It can increase blood levels of LDL cholesterol, leading to the risk of heart disease and stroke. Number 2, how does gestational hypertension lead to intrauterine restriction? Gestational hypertension can disrupt blood flow because only a small amount of blood can circulate and can harm both the pregnant woman and the baby. So this could lead to slow growth to the fetus as they receive less nutrients due to the less blood flow to the placenta. Next, number 3, how does the intrauterine condition affect the fetus? So as mentioned in number 2, it results in slow growth on the fetus as it could not receive the needed or required amount of nutrients. So the effect of the intrauterine condition could also result to premature birth and low birth weight.
So next, we have the kcal distribution for dinner to a pregnant woman with PIH or pregnancy-induced hypertension. For the vegetables, we have enough number of exchange of 4 with 64 calories, fruits with 2 for their number of exchange and 80 kcal, a 1 low-fat milk with 125 kcal, 1 boiled rice with 92 kcal, and low-fat meat, which is the chicken breast that has a number of exchange and 41 calories. And then for the fat and sugar, we have 1 for both of their number of exchanges, 45 kcal for the fat and 20 kcal for the sugar. Lastly, we have a total of 467 kcalories that would suffice or near the range of 450 kcal for dinner. And then next slide, please. For the meal planning, here we have our meal pattern, the main dish, sugar, cereal or rice, fruit dish, and beverage. We have ginisang gulay with chicken as our main dish, and for the ingredients, we have chicken breast, soy sauce, garlic, onion, canola oil, cauliflower, cabbage, carrots, salt, and pepper. And for the sugar, we have the candy or the caramel, and then rice boiled for cereal or rice, apple and banana for fruits, water and milk for beverage. And we come up with these ingredients to reach the range of the diet which was stated earlier. For the HM of each ingredient, we acquired it from the FCT, FEL, and Food Data Central. And then for the number of exchange, we acquired it from the FEL.
So for the unknown nutrients, in order to get the value of these nutrients, we need to get the FOU first, or the frequency of use, and then to get the FOU, we need to divide the quantity over weight in grams. So after dividing, we already have the FOU. So then we'll be multiplying it. We'll be multiplying it to the value of each nutrients, and then after you will get this value of nutrients. And that's all. Thank you.
So the fiber is a total of 29.314 grams, and the sodium is 19,984,600. Ito po. So, and the kcal is 467, and then the patient need to have 30 grams per day fiber intake and 2,000 milligrams sodium intake. So that's all po. Thank you, ma'am.
Ma'am, nakamute ka po.
Error, no? Kasi as I could see there, your cabbage, 1 cup. Correct naman yung 1 cup for 1 exchange. But I am just wondering if 1 cup really weighs 10 grams. Miss Pitalcorin. Correct yung computation nyo ng calories at saka number of exchange for cabbage 1 cup. But I am just wondering if it really weighs 10 grams per cup. Correct ba to, Miss Pitalcorin?
100 grams po yan, ma'am.
So typographical lang ito.
Opo.
Okay, my main question is, how many exchanges do you have for your vegetable?
4 po, ma'am.
How many? How many exchanges do you have? 4. 4 exchanges. That is equal to how many calories?
64 po.
64. Okay, thank you, Miss Pitalcorin. I have another question for Miss. Is this Miss Carnaje? Eileen?
Yes po, ma'am.
Why give 4 exchanges of vegetable?
Ano po yan ulit, ma'am?
Why give 4 exchanges of vegetable for your client?
Since hypertensive siya, ma'am.
Come again? Will you please repeat?
Kay na siya, ma'am, gestational hypertension, need siya og clean leafy veggies.
So what's the relationship of giving 4 exchanges of vegetable to GDM patient? Yan ang gusto kong malaman, Eileen. If you also knew.
Kasi 450 ang kikal, ma'am.
I cannot hear you well. Kindly repeat your answer.
Kasi need na kikal, ma'am, kay 450.
Okay, thank you, Eileen. Dumadanog, Katleya. Okay, if you will give me an example of a snack for your client GDM or with GDM, what would it be? Dumadanog.
Dried mango, ma'am.
Come again?
Dried mango po.
Why? Why dried mango? Because?
Kasi para maabot yung 20, ma'am.
Anong maabot yung 20? What do you mean maabot yung 20? Tama ba? Did I hear it right?
Ay, sorry, ma'am. Kasi may diabetes siya, ma'am. So, dapat konti lang yung ibigay namin.
So bakit dried? Why not fresh?
Ay, snacks?
Yeah.
Kasi snack, ma'am.
Okay. Sige. Okay. Thank you, Group 2. So I think we don't need to draw it anymore. Whether you like it or not, it's the turn of Group 3. Thank you, Group 2.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you po, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
So 224, Group 3. You start at 224.
Good afternoon, ma'am. For our report, the nutrition-related problem is hyperemesis gravidarum. So the case detail of the patient is 1.5 months pregnant. The age is 30 years old. Height is 4'11". Actual weight is 43 kilograms. The physical activity level is sedimentary. So the recommended diet for the patient is mechanically and chemically non-irritating, soft diet, cold diet, and high-calorie diet. So the DBW of the patient is 45 kilograms. The nutrition status in terms of BMI is 19.15 kilograms per meter squared, which is in the normal range. So we don't have to add or minus for our kcal. So in the TER, is 1,350 kcal per day. And for the distribution of carbohydrates, protein, and fats, the carbohydrate is 205 grams, the protein is 75 grams, the fat is 40 grams. So for the diet prescription, the patient should consume 1,350 kcal per day, 205 grams of carbohydrates, 75 grams of protein, and 40 grams of fats.
Now I'm going to discuss what hyperemesis gravidarum is and its symptoms. So hyperemesis gravidarum is extreme, persistent nausea and vomiting during pregnancy. So for the symptoms, we have feeling nearly constant nausea, losing your appetite, rising pulse rate, rapid heartbeat, vomiting frequently, excessive salivation, becoming dehydrated, feeling lightheaded or dizzy, and losing more than 5% of your body weight due to nausea. So the question here is, will hyperemesis gravidarum harm the baby? So hyperemesis gravidarum can make you feel very unwell, but it's unlikely to harm your baby if treated effectively. So there are at least 5 nursing interventions that you can do to a pregnant woman that has hyperemesis gravidarum. So first, look for signs of low fluid volume in the patient, including dry mucosal surface, poor skin turgor, decreased blood pressure, raised pulse, likely low-grade fever, and elevated bond and hematocrit. Second, every 8 hours, check the patient for signs of malnutrition like jaundice, mucous membrane bleeding, and ketonuria. Third, give frequent small amounts of foods that appeal to the patient. Fourth, remove everything from the patient's environment that has a strong odor, including food. And lastly, keep rooms well ventilated and, if possible, assist the patient to go outside to get some fresh air.
So for FPL, distribution for 500 kcal breakfast for pregnant women with hyperemesis gravidarum. Here we have our vegetable, fruits, milk, rice, meat, fat, sugar. Our exchange for vegetable is 1 exchange. It equals to 16 kcal. Fruits, we have 5, that is 40 in the FPL. So that's 5 times 4 is 200. Milk, we have low fat and specific. 1 exchange is 125 kcal. Rice B is 0.5, that would be 50 kcal. Our medium fat meat, that is our chicken breast, is one exchange of 86. Fat would be one exchange of 45, and then sugar is one exchange of 20. That would be overall 542. So as we remember, we have an allowance of plus or minus of 50 kcal with our overall kcal. So since our pregnant woman required a high calorie diet, so we maximize the said allowance. So next we have our FCT here, our breakfast for the fruit dish, grains and cereals, main dish, and beverages. So our fruit dish and grains and cereals, we've already combined them to make the yogurt perfect. So in our case, we must have a soft diet for our patient. So here, our yogurt perfect contains banana lakatan sliced with 1/2 piece, plain yogurt 1/2 cup, cornflakes 1/4 cup, and our main dish is we have banana carrot pancakes, banana lakatan mash 1/2 piece, carrots grated 1/2 cup, chicken egg 1 piece, olive oil 1 teaspoon, honey 1 teaspoon, and our beverage orange juice 1 cup. Overall, we have 542. So in our nutrients, we've already have our chart here. As you can see, the check if the said nutrients are present with the ingredients here. Here we see the chicken, egg, and olive oil. That's the only ingredient that doesn't contain sugar, folate, and vitamin C. So that would be all. Thank you so much.
Nakamute ka po, ma'am.
Si Iba nandyan ba? Miss Iba, City? Miss City, are you present? Wala. Miss Secretary, present ba si Miss City? Tingnan mo daw.
Ma'am, nandito po siya
Okay.
sa Zoom, ma'am.
So, nandyan siya ngayon.
Opo, ma'am.
So, you can't hear me, Miss Iba?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Hi, ma'am. I have sent you a
Yeah.
message.
I read it already. Yes, Lawrence, I read it already. Okay, I just want to ask Miss Iba to give her a chance. So what is hyperemesis gravidarum, Miss Seti? Miss Iba, can you give me the definition of this disease or kahit characteristic or manifestations of this? Miss Iba. Okay. So you have an answer to my question? I'll give you 1 minute to answer. What is hyperemesis gravidarum? Okay, thank you, Siti. Okay, as a review, Miss Camille Magaway, as a review, what are the manifestations of hyperemesis gravidarum? As a review for your classmates. Kasi this topic is not, it's not in our lecture.
Yung feeling nearly constant na siya, losing her height, rising pulse rate, vomiting frequently.
Okay, so what are the dietary management? Thank you, Miss Magaway. Amigleo, what are the dietary management? Give the diet, the management, and the rationale. Just give one. Okay. Don't just tell me, just tell your classmates.
Okay, so for hyperemesis gravidarum, it is
Louder,
important.
please.
Hello, ma'am. Marinig po
Okay.
ako. So for hyperemesis gravidarum, we can give the pregnant patient mechanically and chemically non-irritating foods so that to avoid vomiting kasi ma-irritate yung kanilang throat or kanilang mouth or baka sensitive sila sa smell po.
Okay, can you give me example of the management? The diet is mechanically and chemically soft diet, right? So what is the management?
So for our group, we had the yogurt parfait. So we provided yogurt which is cold chilled kasi siya, and then with the banana and then cornflakes na ma-soften with the yogurt, so it is easy to swallow and it's easy to eat for the patient. And for the main dish also, we provided pancakes which goes along with the parfait and is also easy to eat. It's not smelly and hindi mo rin mataste yung specific na banana or carrot. So hindi siya maging sensitive for the easily nauseous na patient po.
Okay, thank you, group 3. Very good, no? Okay, any questions from the class? This is an open forum for everyone. Any question you can ask other group if you have any clarification.
Ma'am?
Yeah.
Paano po namin makita yung score po namin ngayon po sa reporting?
I will give it to you right after we have the open forum.
Thank you po, ma'am.
Yeah, Divino, you have question also? You were the one asking.
Ma'am.
Okay, sige. Remember the quiz next week for the laboratory. The coverage is this report, the 5 topics. So if somebody would ask the group for a copy of your report, especially yung mga questions asked there, please furnish them a copy so that they could study the quiz. So 20 items yung quiz for the laboratory next week. Yeah, Mr. Dicam Cheng.
Good afternoon, ma'am. Gusto lang sana mag-ask, like, there's one report a while back that was parang na-confuse ako gamay, ma'am, bakit. I think it was the case where meron tayong patient who has iron deficiency anemia, and the additional grams in protein that they have allotted is 12 grams. Tama po ba yung 12 grams, ma'am? Knowing that it is 25 grams dapat yung i-add and not 12 grams po.
Kung lactating mother siya, for lactating for pregnant 25 grams protein. For lactating first 6 months 16 grams per protein. For second 6 months 7 to 12 months 12 grams. So yun.
Noted po, ma'am. Thank you po.
No more questions kasi after this I will discuss to you the activity, the second laboratory activity for this midterm. No more questions, clarification, class to your the other group? No more? Okay. So group 1 got 22 over 25. Group 2 got 23 over 25. Group 3 got 24 over 25. Group 4 got 22 over 25. Group 5 got 21 over 25. So those are your scores. Okay, our cases for the next laboratory activity, that would be the last laboratory activity for this midterm. Our exam will be on last week of October. That would be 24 to 29, I think, no? So, ang dali-dali lang, no? We have only 2 more weeks before the midterm exam. Okay, so the topics that we have for the next laboratory activities, we have the cases, ano ba yun? Weight management for teenagers. Then number 2, elderly with arthritis. Then PKU, preschool age with PKU, preschool age with celiac disease, and school age pala, yung dalayo, school age yung PKU and celiac disease, and preschool age yung kwashiorkor. Okay, so I will give you an example of the case. Pakita ko sa inyo. With kwashiorkor. CDPKU. I discussed already the PKU on how to compute the PKU requirement of the client. So I will show it again to you. I know this is not the one. Okay, for next week, you will pass this next week, but there will be no reporting. I'll be the one to discuss the answers for the activity at the same time as your review for the exam. Kasi I will be giving the same kind of cases, but I'll just change the values there. Of course, there are some questions also that are not there, no? Or I change some questions, but of course, I'll be given the same scenario, no? Okay, what happened to this? Wait lang, class. Okay, midterm laboratory. So, pakita ko sa inyo ang PKU at saka ang arthritis kasi magkaiba sila ng computation. In in PKU, you'll be using non-protein calories for carbohydrates and fats. No, na hindi nyo pa nagamit yung formula before. So I have to introduce it to you now. Okay, so we will start with this, with this